Okay, so Arthur Condon, my grandpa, first set the stage for us. Explain what your life was like while the Watergate scandal and Richard Nixon's resigning were taking place.
All right. Thinking back, our children were like 4 and 5 years old, and one of the things I vividly remember was going to see Gail's cousin and staying over there overnight and watching part of the Senate hearings that were going on. They were interviewing, I think it was Ehrlichman, who was one of Nixon's key advisors, and the other key advisor was Haldeman, and they were both involved in the re-election committee, as was John Mitchell, who was the Attorney General, but who also ran the re-election committee. And one of the things that intrigued me, or I couldn't fathom, was that Nixon was running against McGovern. And McGovern was so incompetent and ran such an incompetent campaign, and Nixon ended up winning 49 of the 50 states, I think, and didn't really need to have Watergate happen. And so I'm trying to pinpoint my age. I was maybe 35, something like that at the time. And I was a very conservative Republican, and so I was a staunch supporter of Richard Nixon for the longest time, until the tapes came out and it became clear that he lied to the American people, and that he knew that his trusted advisors had bugged the Watergate complex and invaded the office of the Democrat Party and tried to bug their phones and do all kinds of dirty tricks. So it was an amazing time in history by the time the entire thing ended, with the president resigning, first time a president ever resigned, and he lost the faith and the faith of the American people during the process.
Okay. What party do you usually vote for, and why?
Well, I'm really a monarchist, but I tend to vote for the Republican Party.
At the time that Richard Nixon ran for president, did you generally feel the same way towards the party? Like, did you vote for Republican?
Yes, I've always voted for Republican, with one exception. I made a terrible mistake when I was 21, and I voted for John F. Kennedy. And I think the reason was that there was so much going on as to whether a Catholic could win the presidency, and
No.
his election proved that it could be done.
Don't speak.
Oh, turn the tape off for a moment until we get